Wait.
Peace, light, and love, family. 1212, Gorilla Elite, bulletproof, nothing but the truth. So you know I gotta give it to you, family. So you already know what the deal is. It's ladies' night, family. This is ladies' night. You know the fact is right. This is ladies' night. Nah, but for real, family, it's ladies' night, Friday night. You feel me? It's a ladies' night out on Friday's night. You feel me? I'm gonna give you my final predictions on this trilogy. You feel me? Got a lot going on this card right here. We might see we might see some knockouts. We might see some knockouts. You feel me? But with that being said, first things first, baby boy. Let's talk about the main fight, the main event. You feel me? Let's talk about the main event first. Amanda Serrano versus Kaite Taylor again. What needs to happen? Here are my final thoughts on this fight. Let's break it down. You feel me? Let's break it down piece by piece. All right? Let's keep it 100 thou. You feel me? Let's keep it 100 thou. The first fight, Amanda Serrano clearly won that fight. Kaite Taylor got rocked 3 times. No, I'm over exaggerating. She got rocked twice in the first fight. She definitely lost the first fight, hands down. I'm not sure what happened there. Second fight, she won the second fight. Why? Because Serrano, you know, had the same game plan. She didn't make any adjustments. She kind of gassed out. And the judges were looking at volume, ineffective output versus timing and accuracy and clean flush punching. You know, because when Serrano gasses out, she goes from throwing power punches to pity-pat pebble punches. That's what I call it. You feel me? So that's what happened in the second fight. Even I knew she lost that second fight towards the later rounds. I was like, yep, she's giving up the rounds. It was not effective volume punching. It was just throwing punches just to score with no intentions. You feel me? But the first fight, I felt like she definitely took that first fight. She rocked her twice. Her punches were more solid even towards the later rounds. So I'm not really sure how she lost the first one. And that's why they ended up with the second one, hands down. But at this point, Amanda Serrano cannot lead this fight to the judges. She can't put it in the judges' hand. So she need to go for the knockout. To keep it 100. She need to go for the knockout or she getting cooked. If she don't go for the knockout, she getting cooked, family. That's just facts. You feel me? She can't come in with the same game plan. Like she said, this fight camp, it worked a little bit more intelligently. So her boxing IQ should have gone up to where she should be able to make adjustments if it's not going her way or if it looks like it's headed towards the same way as the last 2 fights. So she should be able to make those adjustments. And as I see it right now, those adjustments should be, you know, intelligent pressure fighting when it comes to Kaite. Don't just pressure her and just throw punches constantly where you're going to end up running into flush punches from her constantly fighting on the back foot. Because that's what Kaite does really good. She fights on the back foot really good and she counters flush. And so you could be throwing a million punches, only land like 20 of them, whereas, you know, they're not really noticeable. Kaite will fight off the back foot, throw 10 punches, land 9 of them, flush, clean, and very noticeable. And the judges will give that to her. The judges might give that to her. You feel me? So in this case, and like people were saying, I noticed something. A lot of these UK fighters, female fighters, use their head. They use their head as their defense. I'm not sure why that's like a thing over there, but if Kaite was purposely using her head as her defense, then obviously Amanda Serrano, like she said in the fight camp, if they worked intelligently in this past camp, this fight camp, then she should be able to take advantage of that. She should be able to take advantage of Kaite Taylor using her head as her defense. You feel me? And it's you know, it's dummy proof at this point. It's easy money. You feel me? If you ask me, she should be able to get the knockout, and there's actually no excuse why she can't get the knockout at this point. You know, because as we see it, I don't think Kaite doesn't need to make adjustments, and she knows she doesn't need to make any adjustments. It's Amanda that needs to make all the adjustments and comes in, and she needed to come in with a completely different game plan, because obviously what she was doing just wasn't going her way completely, even though it looked like it was going her way. You feel me? So at this point, she's the one that needs to make all the adjustments in this fight. So with that being said, if I'm going to lock it in, you know, if I'm going to lock something in on that one, I'm going to lock in either over one knockdown or Serrano by TKO. I don't see her winning another decision, and she can't really afford to leave it up to the judges at this point in time. You feel me? I just don't see it going her way if she leave it up to the judges. So I'm thinking she should come in there, be a intelligent pressure puncher, meaning put the pressure on her, but make sure she has a good punch selection when she's pressing forward and being defensively sound, so that way she can look out for those counters as well. Because if not, then it's going to be the same shit, different day. It's going to have a repeat of the second fight, repeat of the first fight. So we all know that Amanda is the one that needs to make the adjustments, and we can see it now. We can like visualize and see if we're looking at her and we're her coach or her trainer, we can see the adjustments that she needs to make, and it's obvious what adjustments she needs to make. The question is she going to follow the game plan? You feel me? A lot of people have a game plan, but then when they get in there, they get thrown off the game plan. Maybe they get dragged into the same type of fight because of the crowd, because of the energy. You feel me? So if that's the case, then I got her losing on the scorecards. If it goes to the decision, I got Kaite winning it again. Other than that, the only other two locks I got is over one knockdown or Amanda by TKO. That's it. Period. If she's coming in with her head, that's an easy fix. If a fighter is coming in with their head, it's an easy fix. We've seen it many times. We've seen intelligent boxers take care of that many times. We've seen it happen with Spence and Crawford. We've seen that happen with Boots in his last fight. You feel me? His fighter was constantly coming in with his head, and you know he got him out of there. And we see that happen even with Tank and Cruz. When he fought Pitbull Cruz, a fighter coming in with the head, you can take full advantage of that. And if your coach is not able to help you make those adjustments, then you might need to find a new coach or something, or just give it up at that point, because it's just not working out, obviously. So that's what I got to say about that. I think the three possible knockouts or TKO victories we're going to see in this fight, on this card, on this ladies' night out, is going to be a Serrano fight, the Green and Savannah fight, and the other one I got possibly ending early would be, I was going to say the Chantel fight, but she really ain't got no pop on her shots like that. She's just like, I never really see her sitting down on her punches like that. She's never sitting down on her punches, but she got a lot of volume though. Funny thing about that Chantel fight and Jessica fight is, if you look into it, Jessica, I looked at all her opponents. I looked at Chantel's all past opponents. Jessica's actually going to be Chantel's hardest puncher that she's faced up to date. She's her hardest puncher, but then also she could also be her most, I guess you could say, like, not as durable puncher as well. Like, it looks like she gets cut easy. You know, it looks like she gets damaged easy. So maybe Chantel is going to be able to take advantage of that, and maybe just constantly put the pressure on, constantly just have higher output. And Jessica also starts slow, and you know, she don't really have that high of an output, but she'll be throwing bombs though. Okay, so the three fights I got for possible TKO victories will be that Serrano fight, because I don't know what it is, but something's telling me that Green will come in there. Because remember, style makes fights. Even though Green fought Cruz, and we all know Cruz is a sloppy, drunk boxer with really no technique at this point. I mean, she used to. When she fought Clarissa Shields, she had all the technique in the world, but all of a sudden, her last 2-3 fights, it just looked like she just been freestyling. And I'm like, yo, like if you were to come in and just look at that fight, you'd be like, how is she even a registered boxer? What's going on? So, but like, that's what made that fight like that. But we know style makes fights, and Savannah is not a sloppy, come forward pressure fighter. She's a little bit more calculated, and and the thing is, Serrano really don't have power like that. If you look at her opponents, most of the people she knocked out was just from, just the weight, just because of the size. It wasn't because of any like true power punches. You don't really see that twitch in her body or her throwing. You don't ever see her throwing shots with bad intent. You don't really see that with her. But with Green, when you have this type of style, Serrano and Green is 10 times more effective when she is boxing at a certain range, because then she can load up. And when she throws a right hand, when she throws it with intentions, it's bad news. It's going to be a bad day. I'm telling you. And if they decide to box on the outside like that, because the two styles, they kind of do that. Serrano kind of can come forward and kind of box on the outside, but she kind of does both. So Green has more of an opportunity of throwing that extremely hard 1-2, which is kind of weird. You would think Serrano would like throw 1-2s like that because, being a taller fighter naturally, but she doesn't really do that as much. She doesn't really take advantage of the 1-2. We all know the 1-2 for taller fighters are their most their most deadliest punch, because they got those long arms, so they got a lot of leverage on that arm, and that's why you see Deontay Wilder with a lot of knockouts, because he got so much leverage on that arm. So it's like a train hitting you straight ahead, especially if your head is still on the line. So I got Green possibly getting a TKO on Serrano. Serrano been active in the UFC. We know that takes a lot of stamina and endurance, and so she's still been active. Don't let that 1 year box wreck off of boxing fool you. She's still been active, but just not in the boxing ring. You feel me? But like I said, that don't matter. Style makes fights. So that fight is either going to go with one or two ways. I think Green going to get the knockout, or Serrano is going to just outwork her, because we know she has the better stamina. And then the second fight, already got Alyssa, already got AB, the new AB, already got her by TKO. They were trying to, it's kind of hard to find footage on her opponent, but I was able to find them. I was able to look at those shorts, even looking through the shorts that you find on YouTube. I've seen one to where I think she tried to do maybe a kickboxing or MMA fight. I think it was kickboxing though, because it's not showing up on the record that she lost. Or maybe that was a boxing match. But they don't have it nowhere on YouTube. It's just like a short clip of it, like on a short. It's a short of this clip. She was getting dogged by I think it was a Mexican fighter. She was getting dogged, like badly. She was holding on for dear life. And I was like, what? And this Mexican fighter didn't even have like the power that Alyssa has. So Alyssa should be able to get the TKO there too. And I think a lot of people you're gonna see that prop change immediately, probably by tomorrow. Most likely that's gonna go, it's at like plus 180 right now. That's probably gonna drop to a negative 300 or 400 tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So I got the Green fight, possibly TKO. Alyssa fight, we already know that's gonna be a TKO. And then I'm giving Amanda Serrano possible TKO. Those are the three main fights I'm seeing a TKO, and possibly the Chantel fight. I'm possibly seeing the Chantel fight as a TKO. You feel me? That's all I got for right now, guys. You feel me? We'll see what's going to happen. Like I said, Amanda Serrano fight. We'll see if she's going to make the adjustment. Katie Taylor. Let me see how old she is. I thought I read she was 40. Oh, okay, nah, she's 39. I thought I saw 49. I thought I was tripping. 39, 24 wins, only six KOs, 1 loss. Amanda Serrano, 36. Obviously, probably her power's fading away at this weight, or maybe it's just, fading away at this time because, the age or whatever. Like I said, she should be able to get the knockout. So I feel like if you're going to lock that in, if you don't trust it, just go with, if you don't trust it, just go with over 0.5 knockdowns or under 0.5 knockdowns if you don't trust it. You feel me? Because I just can't trust giving her a UD right now. It's repetitive. You just can't do it. Because you don't know if they're going to make the adjustments tonight. If she makes the adjustment, we're always knowing the trilogy fights, the person who needs to make the adjustment is the person who truly lost the last 2 fights, even or if they were close. You feel me? So, like in that Deontay Wilder fight, we all thought Wilder won the first one because he got the 2 knockdowns or 3 knockdowns or whatever. And then, you know, they cheated him out of the second fight. He was pretty much damaged from the second fight completely. And then the third fight, basically, he was just surviving in that fight. So, but he was the one that needed to make the adjustments. So just keep that in mind. Could be something like that. But we know for a fact, Serrano, she's the one that needs to make the adjustments. So we'll see. We're gonna see what's happening, family. We're gonna see what's happening. For right now, I think I'm gonna do a fun parlay with that. You know, put her in for the TKO. And on the safe parlay, I'm probably gonna put under 0.5 knockdowns on the safe parlay. Because like I said, giving her the decision, I don't know. It definitely could happen, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like in the later rounds, it's going to be another repeat in the later rounds. Maybe she's going to look like she's winning the first 5, but in the later rounds, I feel like it's going to be another repeat, family. But like I said, she is the one that's coming up with a different game plan. So the earlier rounds might be interesting. Maybe she might end up losing the earlier rounds, and then in the later rounds, putting it on her so she can get the knockout, like I was saying. But yeah, family, that's all I got for right now, guys. I'm off to the next one.